Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker, and we got two new guests who've come in. We have Mark Rice, who's running for the 8th Congressional District, and Susan Altman Hathaway, who was just recently with us, who's running in the 11th. Wow. So
let's go.
Oh, Valon.
Come on.
What's up?
I think you're going to meet your match here.
Let's go.
As it relates to your sympathizing with Hamas.
That's next hour.
No, because you sympathize with them with Hamas.
I don't see. This is what
you can't.
This is talking about. But see, this is what everybody does. They throw Hamas out there as a straw man. I'm talking about the people of Palestine. I'm talking about the children and the babies. I don't even include the women.
Wait.
You know how many children and babies live in Israel that are what you would call a Palestinian? About 1 million.
I'm talking about.
And they vote, and it's a Supreme Court justice.
How do children vote?
Palestinian
How do children
women.
vote?
No, he's not saying.
No, I'm talking about what you're saying. Palestinians. Many of them live in peace. Many of them live in Israel.
That's fine. But
and Israel is doing nothing to those people but supporting them and saving their lives, because Hamas, the people that you may or may not support,
they are legit. I'm a good listener.
They are legit. Well, I don't know. I'm just listening to John Anthony.
Yeah.
But they are legit terrorists. They want to kill you.
That's great.
And me. I'm Jewish.
That's great.
They definitely want to kill me, but they'll kill you too.
That's great. But I'm talking about the 30,000 people that have been killed. Half.
Yeah,
15,000.
How do you know that?
Children
Who told
and kids.
You that?
Thank you.
Al Jazeera.
How do I know?
You're listening to Al Jazeera? I thought I was at 5:60 a.m.
And how do I know the information that's coming out of Israel is legit? We can play that game all day.
Okay. I see. You want to trust Al Jazeera
I'm not saying,
and Palestinian terrorists, or do you want to trust the state of Israel?
We don't know.
Our ally, our strongest ally in the Middle East.
You don't make me choose between this information or that information.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wait, hold on. Valon, it's important. It's very important where you get the information from.
The
source of the information, the content of the information. Because, as I said 2 weeks ago, Hamas are some of the terrorists are the biggest propagandists.
Well, not only that, listen, you guys are talking to a guy whose family is in Gaza right now. I got 4 first cousins in Gaza. I have one friend who was killed on the 7th. I got another friend, Shlomi Zev, who's currently probably in a tunnel. He's a hostage. So I was in Israel 3 times in the last 12 months. So I actually know these people, and I talk to Israel every day. So am I listening to Al Jazeera or CNN or MSNBC, which are getting feeds from the propagandists, the terrorist propagandists? No, I'm not listening to that. I mean, I hear it because a lot of people are misinformed.
Well, I'm looking at BBC, I'm looking at PBS, I'm looking at WTTW with their journalists on the ground.
WTTW.
That's
a good source.
And their journalists are on the ground, and they said 30,000 dead.
Because they're reciting official Hamas numbers.
Man, that's another straw man. You're just going to keep throwing that out there.
No, it's the reality, which is Hamas is the ruling portion of where this war is happening.
Not the ruling portion. Hamas is the army.
And you
Hamas is the government, and the elected government. And by the way, you know how they say I was actually with Susan over here. We were in Naperville, and they had a bunch of terrorist sympathizers there, about 700 of them. And I got up and made a speech. They had to kick a bunch of them out of the room because they're so hostile. But I said, instead of wanting Israel to cease fire, right? How about Hamas surrenders and let's go of my friend? Let's go of the hostages. They release the hostages. Then there is no war. There's no civilian casualties. There's no Israeli casualties. Listen, by the way, I hear you crying for the Palestinians.
Yes.
What about my friend that lost his legs that's in the IDF? I'll give you an example. There's one unit called Givati. Givati has 2,500 soldiers. Yeah. I actually had the commander over at my place.
We had him on.
Oh, that's right. He came to my office after you guys did a little fundraiser.
Yeah.
So
but that's a soldier.
Wait a second.
2,500
soldiers. These are 18 to 20-year-olds. You're right. They're fighting. They're fighting against terrorists, which we do the same thing here. And in Givati of 2,500, they have 500 injured, including this boy I'm talking about that lost his legs. Another friend of mine lost an arm. They had to amputate it. But they also have 50 dead and 500 wounded out of 2,500. We're not talking about that, are we? We're talking about fake news that you're listening.
Same thing that happens to American soldiers when they fight a war. They are fighting for their cause. That's fine. We're talking about the media reports. And you don't think the Israel media is covering up for the bad things that they do?
Absolutely not. No. You're talking about a democracy. You're talking about not terrorists that rape and kill babies like Hamas, who are the government, are the leadership, are the army of Gaza. And by the way, I've been to Gaza. Have you been to Gaza? Like, I've slept in Gaza. I know Gaza, and it was beautiful before they gave it away, but they gave it away for peace. And ever since they gave it away for peace, ripping people from their homes, we've had rockets flying over.
Yeah.
Imagine if rockets were coming in from Wisconsin every day, because I've been there, and the rockets are coming. The sirens goes off. I have to hide. It's not any way to live. And then they come and they terrorize and they kill babies and women. They are literally terrorists trying to kill
Israel
civilians.
is killing
Wait,
babies
do you
and
think-
women too.
Yeah, so
with
do you
bombs.
think Israel's trying?
With bombs.
So you think Israel's trying to kill civilians?
Yes, because you don't
yes.
send bombs. You don't just send missiles.
Hold on. We got to go to break. But listen, I thought I had that audio clip. I guess I didn't put it on here, where Hillary Clinton actually said we probably shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have done what?
Given Gaza,
It
Hamas
turns out it was a mistake.
they found.
And by the way, that's because that's what they call a two-state solution.
Correct.
And that's why that's a bunch of
I'm not for a
hooey.
two-state solution.
Neither am I. It's a
Not
one-state
at all.
solution. That's
Israel.
all there is to it.
You listening to Black and Right? Boy, if you fight like that, guys, 8th District,
Oh,
send
we're
them
gonna
comments.
win. I'm
We'll
your
be right
next
back.
congressman.
We'll be right back to Black and Right Radio on AM560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio. You know, I think it was Robert on YouTube that said it. Facts have a way of pushing feelings to the side. That you can feel a certain way, but the truth, and I think you, somebody who's been there, you got family there. When we had the commander here, you know, you both saying the same message. And so is Milan, 30,000 people dead. Well, we don't know that's a factual number. You know, when you look at, would you send aid to Israel if would you have voted to send aid
100%.
to Israel?
And my opponent, of course, voted not to send aid to Israel.
What do you think is more important at this point? Securing our border or sending money to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan? What's the rank of importance?
So
for
I'm
you?
an America first guy.
Mhm.
So securing our border is the number one issue. Period. If we can't secure our border, we don't have a country. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
So we got to do that.
I don't want.
By
you
the
to,
way, vote. By the way, bring back ICE.
Yeah.
Vote for ICE. That's my.
yeah, you said that the other
Nice.
night.
Yeah, that's
That's
real.
nice.
That's
Where
real.
John
I got
Boris,
Tom Homan is supporting me. My
Really?
candidacy. Yeah.
he endorsed
He's
it.
endorsed me. Yeah.
I know you say he's going to go to border. I want him at Homeland.
Supposedly,
Give him more
he's
power.
borders are supposedly, and then Homeland will report to him
Oh,
under Trump. At least that's what you hear.
because Homeland's
Who knows?
the bigger. I mean, it's basically they created it
Yeah,
to be the-
HHS and ICE and so
Right.
forth, but they'll report to somebody, and that somebody could be him. Nobody knows for sure.
Why are you running?
Why am I
I
running?
mean, you're a very
Because-
successful man.
Yeah. I don't know
You
about
could
that.
be whatever.
Yeah.
You could be off in the sun in Florida and Texas.
like all my friends.
Yeah, like all your
my
friends. Why now?
Well,
Well-
first of all, I'm from Texas, so
Uh-huh.
how stupid am I? So you
Yeah,
gotta
well-
you gotta question why am I even sitting here? But the truth is,
I
I
was,
came
but
here
I
for
didn't want
fun.
to come out and say it loud.
I came here for a job. I was at the Mercantile Exchange
Mm-hmm.
a million years ago. I was a floor trader, so that's what got me here. And I met a girl and got married, had 4 kids, Max,
my boy.
And so I call it being tethered here, because to be honest, a lot of my friends are in Florida, and a lot of including Dan and so many people
Mhm.
and a lot of them are in Texas. I mean, my family's in Texas, so that would be the easy way out. But rather than that, we all got to stick it out, and we got to fight, and we got to change it. And I believe, as a business person, as not a politician, because they're all liars on both sides, by the way, and they lie to us. But we're headed towards the path towards Detroit or Beirut. I mean, look how just bad things have gotten. And if I'm going to stay here, I'm going to try to change it. And there are a lot of good people. I just came from a parade where most of those people are going to vote for me.
Was this a St. Patty's parade?
St. Patty's and St. Charles. But
Yeah.
anywhere you go, there are people who their eyes are awake. I was down on the south side today on 72nd Street in front of a barbershop for a press conference.
Wait,
We
that
had
district goes
WGN
all the way
there.
over there?
No, it does
I
not.
was going-
But those are my people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care whether they're black or they're white or they're out west or wherever they are. We've got people here that these people are turning Republican, whether they even know what that means or not. They know that what we've got now doesn't work.
Yeah.
It is broken.
Were you with Devin Jones?
Devin was with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with Devin.
I
this
love
morning.
Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a few of us there. It was me, Devin, and a bunch of women all about. Anyway, it was a whole thing about parental rights and all that. So
Cool.
But I go, I get all around, and so guys like me got to run. People, they got to vote,
Mm-hmm.
they got to donate, they got to walk, they got to volunteer. We've got to activate. And so I am running a campaign to change this thing and turn this thing around. And you're going to be surprised. People have so much apathy because the GOP, it's absent basically in Illinois. It's not here. So people either are moving, but if they're staying, they're not voting because they're like, well, my vote doesn't count. Who's my congressman? I have no idea. They don't know. People don't care anymore. If you get real people that are not they're outsiders, not insiders. That's what I am. This is black and right, so we talk about that. My friends who are black, and by the way, I've lived in Haiti where I was the only white guy. I mean, I understand. I know I'm a white guy. Okay, I get that.
You are?
And so I could never know what it's like to be black, right? But I know a little bit about what it's like being a minority and being taken advantage of. And what I don't understand is how is it that people that vote the same way every time and they see it going completely against them, it's like you're being gaslit. The Democrats are taking advantage of the black community and just treating them like nothing.
But I think we got to go to break. But I do believe that's changing.
Every war, though, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Ukraine right now, there are civilians who die.
Yeah.
Israel's doing everything they can to win a war.
Sounds like they're over there shrugging your shoulders.
But guess what? Guess what? You got to stay because I believe his Troublemaker segment will intertwine today. Hour 3 coming up next. Hour 3 of Black and White Radio on AM560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio. If you missed those first 2 hours, head over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast. I really appreciate you guys coming in. I mean, you came in, Mark.
Love it.
We had Susan in, when was 3 weeks ago now?
I think maybe 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2? I wasn't here last week. Was it the week before?
Yeah, it was the week before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was a very lively discussion.
It was.
I
thought it was lively. I was trying to, maybe mix it up a little bit more, but
yeah,
it didn't work.
Cybersecurity, they didn't mention anything about this. You had a United Healthcare that was hacked. People weren't able to get their prescriptions. And they're going to be sending a Marine unit to Haiti. Where's all this outcry about race in Haiti?
Yeah.
All those people are being killed. They're starving. Do they not care about that? We have to have our European vacations. That's why we have to save Ukraine.
Boy, Eduardo, you're talking to a guy running for Congress that lived in Haiti, that speaks Creole, moi parle Creole, moi travaille là, and I ran a business there, and I've gone there many more times than I could possibly count. And you are right, my man.
Well,
you are right about that.
You have to look back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eduardo. Eduardo always comes with nuggets.
Well, you have to look back on history when it comes to why people don't care about Haiti. Since Haiti fought for its independence, all European countries and America has given Haiti the cold shoulder. They've been letting them suffer since they fought for their independence.
Oh, here we go. Oh, you mean like we have literally spent hundreds of millions of dollars to try to help that country and help the people, and you're going to say,
I know humanitarians go over there to help, but I don't know how
our
much the
government,
United States government has
USAID,
given them money.
Dude, I lived there. I'm telling you, I watched it.
Okay.
And I was part of it, and I ran a company with 200 Haitians working for me, and I did that, and I know that these foreign governments, thank God, are helping Haiti so these people don't starve.
Okay.
They've had troubles politically, economically. They've destroyed their natural resources, and it's very easy to just blame it on the white guys or on these other countries.
No, you know
but,
what I
but
blame
that
it on?
ain't true.
No, you know
That's
what I
not
blame
true
it
at
on?
all.
I blame it on Arthur.
Okay, Valon, you're going into your
I
segment.
want to go into myself, but I blame it on Arthur. It depends on who wrote the book.
We're gonna more with Mark Rice for the 8th congressional seat coming up next. That did happen. They didn't want us to read and write as black people.
Yeah.
But that's not happening now. Tell me where that's happening now? And you know who's leading the march on this? Leftists.
Correct.
Leftists.
Absolutely.
When our kids can't read at a 3rd grade level and can't do math at a 3rd grade level, and they want us to continue to send our kids to these same broken schools, CTU, Chicago Public Schools, when school choice is what will wrest them away from this disease that's happening in urban areas. That stuff is not happening now. This is my beef with Phil. His argument is about history. Well, let's make history.
Yeah. Right.
Let's go into these black communities and bring in school choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
70%. 70% of these kids are illiterate graduating high school. Just an FYI.
No, I agree.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, but if you're a leftist, you want to control people.
That's right.
They're winning. We got to fight against that.
And what Williams said, who called in the African, the reason why his kids' generation is souring on Israel is because of our education system, which is indoctrinating these kids.
You can control people
And
if you
media.
keep them stupid, right?
Yes.
We're living in idiocracy, right? You've seen that movie?
That was.
We're getting there.
Well, I think
the leftists have their way.
I don't hear any Africans, the Nigerians, the Ghanans, and all the people that I know. I don't hear them speak up for Israel.
Well, of course, because
they're
China's there.
watching the same media you are.
Yeah,
they're
and
listening to Al
because
Jazeera.
and because China's there.
Yeah, listen to Chinese media.
And
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
all right, brother. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good, man. Hey, what's up, Berlin? How y'all doing?
What's going on, man?
Not too much. I have to say subjectively cynical stupidity again. I was 100% against what Lamont Hill said. Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are we speaking of? See, when you got race baiters and leftists like that, you got to remind them that the United States of America is a constitutional republic.
Yes.
Correct.
If your community is struggling, your representative sucks.
Yep.
If you keep talking about disenfranchised and we all the way giving opinions in Palestine and Israel, and your school system sucks, your neighborhood sucks, your family structure sucks. So stop talking about everybody's business and get back to the point that this is a republic. Hold your reps responsible. Fix your own neighborhood.
Yes.
It is so embarrassing for me as a black man to listen to these other black men blame other people about their screwed up life.
Amen.
Grab the bull by the horn and let's raise my children is my business.
Yeah.
My neighborhood is my business. My jobs are my business. Let's start some businesses. Stop crying, especially Phil from Blue Island. Stop crying about everybody else. Look in the mirror. You want to see what the problem is? It's in the damn mirror.
Woo!
So let's get it together and let's go forward.
Woo! The lion.
Have a great show.
The lion has roared.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Don't you think of it? They just try to be like the lap dogs or the mascot in the Jerry kids, and they talk about the black vote here, and then they get white liberals, and then the white conservatives come out to talk about the black neighborhood. It ain't their damn business. It's ours. Stop it, man.
Okay, well, you know
You're
what I think?
me.
I think you just upset Phil because he called back.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about America. Because black history,
Uh-oh, Kelvin?
we are just as part above America as anybody else. Blacks got to America three ways: Juan Garino, Esteban Lenore, and then slavery. The first person that was over here in this territory that owned slaves were black. Forget about all that history. Let's talk about today. And you're talking about black victims. But look at the top three black women that's going after Trump.
Yeah.
Letitia James.
Black
Where's
man,
her
too.
oppression? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Alvin Bragg, black,
Yeah.
going after Trump.
Funny.
Fannie Willis, Fannie Booty Clapping Willis, going after Trump. Let's not talk about big money Bolden, black mayor that used the police for her personal escorts. People miss me with this suppression garbage because what these people are doing is they're baiting, they get in the bag, they steal the money, and they throw the black people right back out there like Jerry kids so they can get the bag again.
You said something Valon don't agree with.
Me, Phil. Stop playing with me.
Thank you, son.
Yeah.
Do you think since 1947, where the Jews started coming in from Germany or wherever they started coming in from, when nobody else in the world wanted them, but the Palestinians accepted them, and they were living there. In
Wrong. It was England. It was British. It was called the British Mandate of Palestine, and there were Jews already there for forever and ever. In 1948, almost 1 million Jews were kicked out of every Arab country, every one of them, 40, 50 of them, and they moved to Israel because they got kicked out. They didn't have any other place to go. Now, should they go blow up those Arab countries because they got kicked out? Do they deserve that land? Do they deserve a homeland? Should they go take over those countries? There was a war in 1948 because Israel was attacked by all those Arab countries, and Israel was very lucky. I frankly think it was a miracle. They defended themselves, and they became a country. But you've got history wrong, my friend.
Yeah. Well,
Drastically.
perfect ending. We're gonna get around to talking about your campaign, but
I am running for Congress.
But I think what this conversation is showing just how much of a fighter you are, and why the people of the 8th district need you to go down in D.C. to represent them. We didn't go the route I thought the show would go today.
That's good.
We
though, right?
totally went. It moved. It totally didn't. I wanted to talk a lot about the State of the Union address. But I mean, people have beat that.
Good drugs.
Yeah, people have beat that up all week. So but I still wanted to talk.
But I did agree with him on one statement.
Who's him?
Joe Biden.
What?
The president. When he said it the only way you could.
When
he tried to halve the issue between Israel and Israel and Gaza, he did say it right. The Hamas did crazy stuff when it came to the Israelis, unforgivable stuff, but at the same time, you just can't go after the citizens the way you do bombing them. So that was the best part of the speech for me. The rest of it was crap. But I did agree with him.
Let's not argue about it, but Hamas is killing people today, their own people.
And they're still holding
some of those people that are dead that you think died, they're dying at the hands of Hamas.
Thank you.
And half those rockets that go up, they come down in Gaza and kill
You can have the last word.
You got it.
No, you're right. So, Mark, let's talk about the campaign.
Sir. I am running for Congress in the 8th.
Okay.
And we are going to win. And I am just a regular guy, and I don't have a stump speech because all these politicians are liars on both sides, Republican and Democrat, and I'm a regular guy, and I think I speak for regular people when I say we've had enough. Enough is enough of these people lying to us, taking advantage of us, enriching themselves at our expense, and trying to dumb us down and do horrible things to our children and everything else. And a guy like me who would never, ever run for office because who would? You'd have to be crazy. I feel like I don't have a choice because if I don't run and we don't get regular people in there to get rid of these guys that are destroying us, we're not gonna have anything left, and or you and I are gonna be in a re-education camp.
Yeah. Let's
live together.
Let's go down some of the issues. Where are you?
Yes,
where do you stand on the Second Amendment?
Second Amendment.
Second Amendment.
Well, they said you can't have AR-15s and all that, so I said I agree with that.
You mean the assault rifles?
Well, yeah, assault rifle. Yeah. It can't have it. I'm from Texas, so you know where I stand.
I do.
But AR-15 can't have one. So I said we agree 100%. You can't have one. You should have two. How's that?
Let's go. Good. HR 2. The House Republicans passed the immigration bill, HR 2. Where do you is there any parts of that bill that stand out the most to you? Do you disagree with the bill, or
we just need to enforce the law? That's probably my number one issue because I see it. I'm living in the city. I mean, it's just terrible. And I'm from Texas, and I've got family on the border. I go to the border. I've been there. I've seen that. Yo hablo español. I get it. We got to shut that thing down. We got to finish the wall. We got to remain in Mexico policy. We got to do everything we can, including deport the 10 million that are here illegally. These people are illegal. The first step they took coming to our country was an illegal step. We got to stop it, and we got to send them home. And anybody who deserves to be here can be here.
Remain in Mexico?
Remain in Mexico or one country away. That's another little cute trick so that they don't have to come here. But, they're flooding us. Look, all these people leaving Chicago because of all these leftist policies are being replaced by illegals. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're basically
Should we send
doing.
them back?
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
They got to go.
Instead of sending them to different parts of the country, should we just send them back in the place, wherever their country of origin is?
Of course. Well, if they can't go back to the country, we can set things up. And look, you know what it costs right now for each one? Do you know what the number is?
No, tell me.
$69,000 right
now.
Per person, per year.
Wow.
We can't afford it. We shouldn't talk about this. This is boring, but everybody knows the medical and the schooling and the housing. We don't have the money to do it. And we also just don't have we have to have an organized by the law way of bringing people into this country, and we're completely breaking the law. And when these people kill people like just happened, or some of these people do things, the blood is on the hand of the Biden administration for letting these people in.
So 22 suicides a day to our veterans. That's the number that's come out.
Yep.
Are we doing enough for our veterans?
No, we are not. And
what would a Mark Rice go to?
Well, you'll see. I'm already endorsed by all the veterans. In fact, Alan Lynch, who's the only Medal of Honor Award winner in all of the state of Illinois who's alive, is running an ad for me on your program. So you'll be hearing that. But we've got to protect our veterans and our military. And what we've done to the military, back in COVID days, making them get the jab and all kinds of things the whole gender nonsense that's going on with the military. Our eye is off the ball. And the only reason that we're a free country is because of our military now, because we're losing in every other way, but our military still is strong, and that's at risk now too. And that's because we have enemies who want to destroy us, and they're doing a good job by controlling our leaders the way they do with money. They're all bought and paid for, or most of them are bought and paid for, and they are doing things that go against. So you say, why would they leave the border open? Why would they do this? Why would they confuse kids over what gender they are? It's all really to try to destroy us from within, and we got to stop that. We got to take our country back, Anthony. So, look, the guy I'm running against is an evil leftist Democrat. His name is Raja Krishnamurthy. I hate saying his name. I just call him Radical Raja. He is against everything I am for. And I would say everybody listening to me right now, everything that you are for, the current rep who is representing us is against it. He's bought and paid for. He's got $15 million. He has 3 times more money than anybody in Illinois running or in Congress. And it's all PAC money. It's all bought and paid for by people who don't share our interests. So whether it's on Israel or whether it's the economy or the border or crime, he's for open borders. I'm for closing the border. We're exactly the opposite. So, look, that also is the same as Joe Biden and so many others. And if we don't take this thing back, we're not going to have a country. So we got to get people who are like me, that are political outsiders, but have a little bit of wisdom to them. And we get those people in, we get those liars out, and we can turn this thing around. So that's why I want your vote.
And where can people reach your website? What's the website?
My website is rice4congress.com. We're all over social media, doing it all, and we're actually going to win. We've got a ground game and a plan to win, which Republicans have never done and never seen before. That's for maybe another show, but we're going to take it, and it's going to be fun.